Welcome to the Simplified Marketing Podcast. Straight talking ideas to grow your business.
Hello and welcome to the Simplified Marketing Podcast. This is the second series of the podcast, and we're calling it the Simplified Marketing Podcast, Grow Your Trade. It's a show that aims to help you grow your business. Now, in the first series of this show, we brought you prominent business leaders talking through what they're doing right now to help their business and grow their business. In the second series, we're going to be giving you pinpoint ideas on how to actually grow your business, giving you real life examples. Now, as always, my name is John Lawley and I'm your web wizard, and I'm joined by...
I'm Georgia and I'm your brand guardian.
And my name's Andrew Black and I help trades develop processes to help them get off the tools.
So, don't worry, I have had a haircut in the last month, so we're fine to keep on doing visual recordings and not just audio. Although you can listen to both on iTunes and Google Play, but also as well, drop over to the website at marketingsimplified.co.uk. Now, if you were watching the news last night, you'll have seen that Boris was on the TV again. Yes, we all try and make sure that doesn't happen very often, but we're now in lockdown 3. Of course, the third installment of a film is never as good as the first or the second, unless you're watching, say, Aliens. But one of the things we thought might be a good idea is, what's your action plan? We've had lockdown 1, we've had lockdown 2. So what's your action plan for lockdown 3 straight away? So Andrew, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think obviously going into the new year, we always talk about developing new habits. We talk about developing new routines and so on and so forth. But with the announcement last night, the biggest change I think we see with a lot of our trades businesses, don't panic. A lot of the times people are trying to say yes to everything, still trying to run themselves ragged and not really following their original business plan or following their original habits that they put in place last year. We all were given time. We were forced to have time off to put a plan in place and work to a way that we wanted to. We were given the gift of getting back to basics with our family, putting our health first and everything else. And now for the trades and construction industry specifically, we've been going at it kind of continuously. And a lot of the people, a lot of my clients, a lot of your clients are busier than ever. So all that's going to happen for this industry specifically is we will continue to get more and more busy. And we cannot panic and just continue to say yes to everything just because the opportunity to work is there, especially if that detracts us from who we are, what we do, who our target client is, and what with the most profitable type of work, just for the sake of giving somebody a yes and keeping someone happy.
So Georgia, have you had many people panicking on the phone already?
Well, we're only 5 days into the new year, and it's only Monday today, or is it Tuesday? Oh my goodness, I've even got the day wrong. It's Tuesday today.
Tuesday today, I think. Yeah.
Let's give it another couple of days. And obviously, with the announcement only being last night, I'll be honest, I don't feel that my clients will be necessarily panicking because, like we said, this is round 3 now. So we kind of know where we stand and we know we're a little bit more prepared internally, aren't we? And Andrew's absolutely right. It's not about panicking. And I think hopefully, because this is round 3, there'll be less panic. But Andrew also mentioned the word plan. And that would be my absolute key point here, is that to make sure that we're taking the time to still plan. As businesses, there's the whole say and spray mentality in terms of, right, I have an idea, let me just do this, shiny object syndrome. Actually, let's start afresh. Let's do what I always bang on about. Start from the ground up, work out your ideal client, sit down and think, right, this year, what type of work do I want to be doing? Who do I want to be doing that for? Who do I want to help? Start from there and then put the steps in place and stick to your plan. Because when you start getting that shiny object syndrome and doing all these different things, that's often when your marketing can go completely AWOL. You don't get the results that you really hope to because you're not looking like the expert in a certain field and you start going off on tangents. So I'd be all about the planning and sticking to the plan, whether it's you sit down yourself and start with your ideal client, you work with agents that try and help you in those initial periods, all about the planning.
Okay, brilliant. So here we are then. What should your plan look like? I suppose if you've been through the first and second lockdowns, you may have already developed a plan straight away. So you might just be able to go to that list and start implementing it. Of course, one of the first things might be a notice on your website and social media channels. I don't know if that's something that people have already done.
Yep, during lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, something I'm always advising my clients to do is to keep your clients in the know. It's interesting, I got a newsletter through this morning from an online coach that I follow, and he actually spoke about Boris in a little bit tongue-in-cheek, in that, and he said, regardless of how you think the government have handled everything, one thing that they do consistently is they communicate. They communicate with us. They let us know where we all stand, what the steps are, what the rules are, where we're hoping to be in the future. And as businesses, we need to do that for our clients too. We need to communicate. We need to let them know, right, what's changing right now in our company? What are we doing to safeguard our team, our clients, everyone that it comes into, if we've got a retail unit, etc. So people can feel secure and comfortable knowing that they're going to be working with companies that are considering the environment right now. So just small little updates, things that you may feel, oh, you know, that's not necessarily something I need to be broadcasting and putting out there because it doesn't really matter. It's the small things that actually make the biggest difference to your marketing plan as a whole. And being online, being visible, doing lives, doing podcasts, even just doing a little Instagram story to let everybody know, right, this has been announced yesterday, and actually as a trades business, as of tomorrow, we're going to be doing X, Y, Z. It just gives people that sense of relief as well, and reassurance, and that can actually increase inquiries.
And Andrew, I haven't seen the small print of the new lockdown just yet, but I'm assuming that just like lockdown 1 and 2, key workers will be tradespeople. So you'll still be able to go into people's homes.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is a key point, John. It is about familiarising yourself with the whole of the legislation, because we are key workers as tradespeople, but there was a sort of bit of a black and white or even a grey area regarding construction sites and building sites. But from what I understand, the whole construction industry, because we cannot do our work from home unless you want to build your house to my house and I'll build it for you, etc., we have to still go out and work. That said, if some of your client base isn't always business to business, it is business to client, the different or business to end user and customer, those different customers have different personality types. And because they're going to get nervous, anxious, uncertain, some of them will just be absolutely fine. But what George is saying about communicating with them, or don't underestimate the value in that. Because if you have got somebody that was about to use you or had a job booked in for you for the end of the week or next week, that announcement last night can just stir up a little bit too much anxiety, can just stir up a little bit of worry. And just that extra communication by your company to that end user can just put them at ease, keep that diary booking confirmed, and keep that money rolling in, and ultimately keep cash flow in for your business.
But what about if you've been planning and got all your 2021 planning ready for your marketing, let's say, you've been doing all that through November and December, ready for better times that we were all promised this year. Do you put a pause on things right now, or do you need to reevaluate things?
Don't stop. That would be my advice. What I noticed from speaking to a lot of trades companies at the start of 2020, obviously, when we went into the first lockdown, everybody was really shocked. We didn't know what was going on. We were all adjusting personally, financially, in our businesses as well. And there were a number of companies that I guess from kind of being so shocked at what was going on, went completely silent. They were dealing with things personally, internally. They didn't quite know how to cope. There were other companies that remained visible, whether that was online, in the community, personally. And it was those companies that flourished when we came out of that lockdown because they didn't stop. The power of being visible. And my advice to any company, and specifically the trades, is that even if business is for your specific industry right now may be a little bit quieter, maybe there may be some jobs that have to be postponed. Hopefully you've got a collection and an archive of work that you've done in the past, jobs that you're proud of, clients that are really happy with you. You can reuse that content on your social. You can use that in blogs on your website, and you can still be visible and show off the great work that you do, your incredible team. And still be at the forefront of people's mind again, ready for when we come out of lockdown number 3 and people are ready again to start getting you into their homes, into their businesses. But just don't become invisible. Don't stop. Keep the plan going, whatever happens. Get help from others if you're finding it a bit of a struggle to kind of manage it all, or maybe you may not be in the best place mentally to feel that you can do that. Outsource things, even if it's temporarily, whether it's to a virtual assistant, to a creative agency, just to get that bit of help and momentum going. But it's really important that you remain visible if your business stands the best chance possible of flourishing.
And in the real world, Andrew, I guess for a trades business like yourself, you'd have planned lots of marketing for the start of this year. Are you going to put a pause on it? How are you going to work around?
No, I mean, look, I appreciate a number of industries have been affected, but the trades, construction, as George just said, we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing on. So on the tool side of the business, my gas, plumbing, heating business, we're pushing on, and we're combining that with online networking. We're combining that with door-to-door drops, and we're combining that with building relationships with our existing clients. Again, increasing that communication there, making sure we can make introductions to partners where possible and work that way. So for us, it can't stop. It doesn't stop. I think the other 2 lockdowns we've had, hopefully everyone's dealt with that emotional kind of effect that it can have on the individual and on the business. But for me, no, I remain excited about the new year. I wasn't kind of naive and thought this would be over yet. You remember my very kind of listening back, my incredibly negative last end of the show.
Yes, I do.
And the reality was, it wasn't supposed to be negative, although my tone was incredibly negative. It was just supposed to be real. And my kind of job as a coach and a business consultant is to kind of say, well, look, this is the reality of the situation. Doesn't mean we can't be positive about it, of course. So the reality of the situation is, could be the vaccine is, could be face-to-face in the summertime, might not be over abroad travel for a few months. But as far as the business goes, that is something that we can all focus on and control to some aspect. Very fortunate that trades and construction guys can still move, can still wheel, deal, can still create opportunities for each other. So no, the on the tool side of the business, we keep marketing, and that campaign goes out at the end of January. So we'll see how successful we combine with the physical leaflets or postcards that you can pick up, combining that with Google and pay-per-click. So it'd be interesting to see how we measure that, test that, and then go again in phase 2 and phase 3 of the year.
Brilliant points there, guys. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching, or thank you very much for listening, whichever you're doing. Remember, don't panic, stay safe. And if you can get to an online business networking group, do it. You never know who you're going to find and which connections you're going to make. So just like everything, stay safe, and we'll see you next time for more. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, on iTunes, and why not Google Play as well.
That's all for this time, but don't worry, we'll be back with more soon. Stay tuned for new episodes at marketingsimplified.co.uk.